Hi, everyone. This is Kim from Let's Get Candid. I have a very special guest today. His name is Malloy from Organo. Brandon currently lives in Pickering, Ontario. Welcome, Brandon. Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for having me on. This is a wonderful opportunity. Again, I greatly appreciate it.
Oh, so happy to have you. Brandon, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? And we certainly want to know your background and how you discovered this fantastic company.
Okay, so I'm 24 years old. Like Kim said, I live in Pickering, Ontario. I mean, I have a wide variety of things I've done in the background. Growing up, I was a baseball player. So I played sports. I played volleyball too. I ended up going to college in Dallas to play baseball.
Nice.
I've actually done stand-up comedy. I'm pursuing music right now, so I have a very, very diverse background of things, but also I'm a big enthusiast of health and wellness that's come across in the past couple of years. I'll get into my why of that
Yes,
as this goes along. But yeah, that's a bit of my background, and I came across Organo, this amazing company, and I just can't wait to share how this has become one of the real driving forces in my life in the past couple of months, and it's presented a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for me. I look forward to sharing that with you guys.
excellent, excellent. So when you, how did you discover Organo? Like, did someone introduce it to you? Did you just stumble upon it? Were you looking for a network marketing company to be part of?
I wasn't actually at the time. I don't even think I knew what network marketing was, but I was studying marketing in school, ironically,
Okay, nice.
and someone I had come across of I played baseball with his son years ago, and we were connecting just because we read similar material and things like that. So we would just connect on Facebook, and he said, "Hey, why don't you come out to this presentation? It's about this." He was introducing this idea to be about having multiple streams of income, and I was 22 at the time. So I mean, hearing that at 22 years old, you're like, "What?" I'm just trying to pass my exams right now, but.
Fair enough.
Um, so he took me to this presentation, and I went in. I didn't really understand what it was about going in, and then I thought it was just talking about money. But then there was this health presentation on the Ganoderma, which is a herb in reishi mushrooms, which come from China. This doctor Robert Rakowski, he's lives in Houston, and this guy gave the most unbelievable health presentation I have ever seen in my life. This guy's like a machine. The information, I just remember I was there all day, just notes,
No way.
nonstop, just taking notes. I couldn't even keep track of it. It was just absolutely ridiculous. He's going on about the herb being antiviral, anti-inflammatory, antibacterial. Oh, like it was just boom. It was just so crazy. So I wanted to kind of get in a little bit on some clarification on what Ganoderma does. It does incredible amount of things,
Hmm.
but one thing I really realized is whenever you can make an adjustment in your nutrition with something natural, to something that's not processed, as opposed to something that's man-made, that is always the better option. So like there's been over 1,800 PubMed journals that have supported the research on Ganoderma. So I'm going to give you a brief background on Ganoderma. Ganoderma, grown in reishi mushrooms, comes from China. Centuries upon centuries ago, it was reserved for royalty, like the emperors, their
Hmm.
families.
Okay.
So if someone outside of those families were caught with reishi mushrooms, they would usually cut their arm off,
Oh my.
or if they were caught again, they would behead them. So that's just kind of how high on a pedestal the Chinese put this herb on. And obviously the Chinese are very into their natural medicines. So I'm going to give you some PubMed research here. Like Ganoderma resulted in suppression of migration of highly invasive human breast and prostate cancer cells. That was the International Journal of Oncology in 2004.
Wow.
It's also been great with improving sleep. 3-day administration of Ganoderma extract significantly increased total sleep time. That was another PubMed journal in 2012, February. It's just absolutely incredible. And I've experienced benefits myself, which is now why I'm going to get into why I joined.
Yes, please do.
Um, so almost about 2.5 years ago, my dad was diagnosed with cancer. And this is when I became a little more interested in health and wellness, not just the mind and the nutrition, but the body and the soul and the whole, to dig deeper, right? To really get into what creates a healthy, functioning human being. Mm-hmm. And I sat there and I thought of it, and I didn't get involved right away with the company. I tasted products, I tested them out, I enjoyed them. I could show you some of the products that I like.
Please do. Like. Yes, please do. Yes.
So this is one of my favorites. This is hot cocoa or hot chocolate. Okay. I love drinking this one, and it doesn't. I could drink it before bed, and it's not going to keep me up all night. I sleep like a baby.
Oh my! Can you do me a favor? Before you're done with this, I want to order that. By the way, before we're done, I have to order that. Go ahead. Sorry to interrupt you, but I want to get my hands on that. And you can have that before bed, and it doesn't bother you.
I had one last night. I slept like a baby.
Amazing.
Now this is vanilla protein shake you can make, protein mix. I have one of these a day. In my opinion, it's the best tasting protein powder I've ever had. And you could have asked me that 2 years ago before I even got involved with the company.
Right.
Unbelievable. And now this is the King coffee.
Oh, wait, don't go away. Okay, you sent me some samples. Thank you. I have that here. I haven't tried this one yet.
You haven't tried them yet? Okay.
Not this one. This one. Yeah.
This one, so I sent you also a sample of the black, right?
Which I'm having right now in my Starbucks cup, which is delicious. I love it.
Okay, so there's a difference in dosages in Ganoderma between the black and the King.
Okay.
The black has Ganoderma in it, but the King coffee has the spore, so the seed of the mushroom. So the dosage of Ganoderma is higher than the King coffee.
And this one, okay. I'm going to have that this afternoon.
And I have this for this. This is essentially, I can drink one of these and go do a workout without eating breakfast. Okay. That's how much energy it gives me. Because when you drink normal coffee, usually it gives you that caffeine rush, and then you crash.
Right.
The caffeine sustains. The Ganoderma allows it to sustain, so it gives you that energy throughout the whole. For me, throughout the whole workout. Mm-hmm. And I also take spores. So there's different capsules that they offer, but these are capsules that have the entire spore. So it's the same thing as King coffee benefits, but you're getting it in the form of a capsule. Okay. Because I'll explain why. I upped the dosage for me because there was an ailment that I was personally dealing with that gave me a lot of trouble for many years. So when I got involved with Organo, so I originally signed on for the $50 starter kit, which is like being a wholesale buyer. Essentially, you pay $50 and then you get like a Costco card for Organo. I get to buy products at cost price instead of retail, which is a great deal for $50, but it's a phenomenal deal. Yeah. So I started off with that, and then I consumed more, and I started to see improvement in my fingers. I've had on and off chronically terribly dry fingers for 15 years. I've seen top dermatologist doctors, Canada and United States. I've had steroid creams. I've had everything, and it would always come back. Always come back. And then I started to increase the dosage of Ganoderma. Instead of just having a shake, I started to drink the King, drink hot chocolate. And then I started, especially once I got the spores involved, the capsules too, I saw them improving. I was like, oh my God, all these years later, on all the doctors I've seen, everything, the only common denominator right now between that and where I am today is the fact that I'm taking Ganoderma more. It's not a cream. It's absolutely amazing. So there's been a lot of successful testimonies and research with Ganoderma improving skin conditions. Like if you had spoken to me about a year ago, like I couldn't straighten my finger fully. With like my finger's scarred. Like if I shook your hand too hard, my finger would rip open.
My goodness.
I couldn't work out in the weight room without taking my fingers out.
Is that right? Wow. And as an athlete, that would have been
troublesome. It affected my ability to play baseball.
Of course.
You know, obviously throwing a baseball and swinging a bat, gripping, like it was very challenging growing up with that. And I dumbfounded a lot of people as to why we couldn't, take care of this issue. And like I said, the only thing, I cleaned up my gut health by putting different healthier things in my body, natural herbs, and then that's resulted in improvement of my skin condition. And then maybe I could maybe you could distribute it after. I can send you a picture of the before and after. It's
Please
been
do. I would love that. Yes.
absolutely crazy. So, and also I notice is that if you're dealing with a specific ailment, it's important. Like last week, my middle finger did split on me because it started to get colder. So that's when I started taking the spore capsules as well. So I increased the dosage. So sometimes, like if someone's dealing with a specific ailment,
Right.
I would recommend, don't just assume, oh, I'm going to have one black coffee a day and then everything is going to be, like,
Yeah.
I would increase it. Like I would recommend actually taking capsules as well if you do have a specific issue, because there's different potency of the dosages, right, for certain products. Do you want me to talk about like why I got involved?
I do. Yes, that was my next question. I definitely want to know your why, because whys are so important. When I've been interviewing a number of people, and their whys are all so different. And I'd love to hear your story. So yes, please.
Oh, like I just said there, like giving my story, my testimonial. I believe in the herb. I believe in the results I got. It alleviated, some pain from me, right?
Yeah.
And also with my mom since her teens has been chronically had migraines at least once, if not twice a month. She's been on medication.
Yeah, terrible. Yeah.
And then once the lockdown hit in March we got locked down. She started to have Ganoderma at least once, if not twice a day. So in the past 8 months or so, she's had to use her migraine medicine once.
Amazing.
So essentially, because the herb is anti-inflammatory, what happens when you have a headache or migraine is there's a lack of oxygen flow to your brain, right? So essentially what Ganoderma does is it oxygenates the blood and decreases inflammation. And inflammation could be anywhere. It could be in your gut, could be headaches. And since it's anti-inflammatory and oxygenates the blood, it regulates and suppresses headaches.
Interesting.
So so then I saw another story like that. I was like, oh my God. And my mom has had those issues for years. And another reason why I'm involved is like the stuff tastes good.
It does taste good. I'm loving my coffee.
You're putting the stuff in your body with all these amazing benefits. I'm drinking a smoothie that tastes like birthday cake, but it's giving me all these amazing benefits. I'm building muscle with it. And then obviously my skin, with what the Ganoderma has done with my skin, it's incredible. Yeah. I feel more energized. I feel mentally more clear. Yeah. And then also like I gave you some PubMed references earlier, and if I could help someone, go through what my dad and our family went through 2 years ago, if I could make that process easier for someone else, I mean, that's a rewarding feeling in that, because I don't know if I've ever had to see someone go through chemo and radiation. It's pretty nasty stuff. To put it bluntly, it's pretty tough. So there's a huge reward in that. And like, I'm bettering myself spiritually, mentally, and physically by consuming this herb daily. And then also I get to spread it to other people and give that opportunity for them. And also I've created a business for myself in doing it. And like
and you're 24, you said, right? 24 years old?
I'm 24 years old.
Started your own business. That's incredible.
I set up residual income at 24 years old that'll pay me for life.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
It's become an amazing opportunity for me. One of the most popular Google searches of 2020 is how to make money from home.
I believe that. Yes, especially with everything that's happened, right?
No, like with my my job, I'm a part of event personnel at Maple Leaf Sports. So nice. I work in the arena for the Leaf games, the Raptors games, concerts. Nice. That's not coming back anytime soon. No. So, and then I've used this to create an opportunity for myself, and I get to do it from home, and it's just been great for me. And people, I understand, have their apprehensions about network marketing companies. Well, depending on the network marketing company, a lot of them average between about a 5 to 8%, usually under 10% retention rate. So retention of customers and team members.
Right.
Now it varies from team leaders within Organo. I know one leader that has a 17% retention rate, and he told me there's another one in the company that has a 35% retention rate.
Wow, that's huge. That's huge.
So it's been yeah, and I really have a lot of support
Mm-hmm.
within. There's so like Dr. Robert Rakowski is amazing. I've
Yes.
spoken with him. I have so many amazing resources of people, that I could reference you to, because like I don't have the answers to every question. Like
Of course.
I'm not, I'm not specified. I'm not a doctor like he is.
Yeah.
I'm not a certified nutritionist or anything like that. At least not yet. But
I have a feeling you will be very soon. I like the way you set your goals and you go after them. That's amazing. Yeah. And I love to hear
yeah,
that the company is supportive, for you, someone young who's starting out,
yeah,
I was just saying someone who's new, there's a bit of a glitch there and delay, sorry. Someone who's young and just starting out in the company, I mean, you already have such a wealth of information and knowledge, and from practically using the products and sharing with friends and family and your customers, that's huge. It sounds like a really phenomenal company to be part of, and having that
it is.
support. Mm-hmm.
It is.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
And like essentially at 24, I'm operating. You're operating your own franchise, like you're your own boss, right?
mm-hmm.
But you're doing it with no electricity to pay,
Yeah,
no rent to pay, no employees to pay. There's no real upkeep.
no, no,
So to do it this method, it totally made sense
it does.
for me. And like I said, I'm doing things with music right now, and I'm using this as a vessel to create infrastructure for me, so I can make that transition
Good for
more
you.
smooth as well. So there's a lot of, like, every person would have their own why, their own,
Yes.
like I say, utilize the opportunity as a vessel for some
Mm-hmm.
sort of change in your life. Maybe it could be financial, and it could be time freedom, because a lot of people trade time for money, right? But now this way, like if I'm making residual income, I have more free time because I don't have to go punch in somewhere, right?
Yes, exactly.
And it usually takes, a few exposures. I sat there kind of like this, even at first, even though I saw that amazing presentation, I still sat there like this and didn't pull the trigger right away.
Yeah.
It took me about over a year to pull the trigger, really, after exposure. So like a great way I started, like I mentioned earlier, was to do the starter kit, and I just bought products at cost price, wholesale. Right. And that was like, you get a massive discount that way. And it's essentially like having a Costco card for Organo.
Right.
It's a membership.
And
it was like, that was great. So my mom did first as well too. And what I really like about the company is that the processes you go through, it develops you as a person. You're setting goals, you're breaking through, you're getting uncomfortable, you're studying yourself, you're learning more about yourself. Essentially, like, Organo is a personal development company.
Love that.
It's about you. It's like what you put into it is going to develop you as a person. It's that plain simple. You learn. I've already learned so much about myself, learning more about business, not just about business, but just my why, where my values are, how I can achieve more goals, things like that. And then, like, when I heard leaders in the company talking or citing information from people like Bob Proctor and Napoleon Hill, these are people I studied. I'm reading Think and Grow Rich right now for about the 4th or 5th time.
That's a good book.
And that's when I kind of clicked. Like, Brand, like, if you're vibrating that well with these people, this is for you.
This is for you.
This is, and I understand there is that leap still at times, but like, hey, like, if I want to be a chiropractor, you have to pay for how many years of school in order to get right. There's always going to be an investment up front.
Always an investment.
There's always an investment up front. I just think it's not set in the normalization of what people are brought up to think.
Right.
That their minds, it's just how you perceive it is how. If you believe in the product like I do, if you believe in the business model like I do, it'll work out. You have to believe in you always have to believe in the model, and you have to believe in the product.
Absolutely. And it's nothing is overnight. It takes time, perseverance. You need to be a self-starter. You need to schedule, be committed, and show up every day to your job. even though it's at home and it's via the computer and maybe phone calls, meetings, but you have to show up and you have to be committed to those, right? It's like taking the product too, because it's a natural product. It takes time for it to show the benefits in your body, but there are many benefits from using the product. And like I said, I just tried the black today. It's delicious, and I'm an avid coffee drinker, so yay! But I got to get my hands on that hot chocolate for sure. But it's like anything when you're starting a business, and the fact that the company is there to support you from giving you all the tools in place to make your business successful. That's huge. It's a no-brainer, really. It really is.
It is, yeah. The amount of support you get, whenever I have a question, I know I'll get an answer from someone.
Right. Yeah.
So it is a wonderful support system we have.
Yeah. Now, your company, you started your own company with Organo in March. Is that correct? So just in March?
Yes, I became a distributor.
Right. So what made you, and you've sort of answered it, but just some more clarity. So what made you make that jump from being a user to actually owning the company and being actively involved as a distributor?
Again, I started to see some benefits more. It's like, Brendan, this stuff works. Like this herb works. You believe in it, and I sat there for a while. I guess maybe because of a bit of naiveness because of my age at the time. Like I said, it usually takes a few exposures to pull the trigger, and then when I guess that it was just that final exposure. I was just like, Brendan, this works. You have a chance to set up residual income at 24 years old.
Brilliant.
Let's go.
Yeah. You have the makings of to be a very successful person and human. You're already a beautiful human, but a very successful person. I can tell you just have it in you. You're a natural gift for that, and you present really well, and I can see the passion. I never heard of the company before. Your mom actually introduced me to you and the company, and I listened and watched you. We have a private Facebook page where we promote our distributors, and fascinated by the product and the way you present it as well. You're very natural. It's a gift that you have, my friend. So I am looking forward to purchasing more of the product through you. So as a consumer, I know how to reach you, but how do our listeners reach you, Brandon, to order some of these great products?
You can you can reach me on Instagram, _ Brendan Malloy. So BRENDAN. MALLOY, Brendan Malloy. You can reach me on Instagram. You could add me on Facebook, but I also have my personal Organo site. So it's malloy.myorganogold.com. That's where you can reach me. And when we post this up, we can post up links with that for everything too.
Absolutely, yes.
But that's where you can reach me. And then if you have any questions, I'll get the answers. I can always get the answers to someone. So that's the wonderful part of what we do. I'm be very happy to answer questions and engage with anyone that's interested.
Amazing. Is there any last minute comments you'd like to make before we finish the interview today?
Yes, I would like to discuss something I'm doing for the holidays.
Okay.
So I'm doing a couple of promotions for the holidays. And it's great value gift packs. So the first one is like a stocking stuffer gift pack. It would contain a black coffee sachet, which is what Kim's drinking right now.
Yep.
A King coffee sachet, a red tea sachet, a green tea sachet, a latte, a mocha, and a hot chocolate. So you get one of each, all in one, for $10. That's a great stocking stuffer.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm doing those right now. And then I'm also doing a bigger holiday package. And this one's going to contain an entire box of black, which is what you're drinking right now. A black coffee box, 2 King coffee sachets, a green tea sachet, and then their choice of either hot chocolate, mocha, or latte sachet. And that's $35.
Wow, that's incredible. What a great offer. That's a huge value.
And one more I'm doing. So that's the holiday coffee pack. And then I'm also going to do the holiday tea pack.
Okay.
So that's going to be a box of green tea with a red tea sachet, a black coffee sachet, a King coffee sachet, and then their choice of latte, hot chocolate, or mocha. And that's also $35.
Great value, great value. Can you just, before we leave, just because I'm curious too, tell us a little bit about the teas.
I personally am not a tea drinker. I haven't
Right.
actually even tested the teas.
Okay.
This is the first actual, I wasn't even a coffee drinker before. That was one of my apprehensions. This is
Oh,
the
okay.
first and only coffee I've ever had.
Oh my
The
gosh.
first was the protein powder.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
but like
Okay.
the red tea is newer. My mom avidly drinks the green tea
Yes,
as
I've
the
seen
green tea
that
every day. My
every
mom has
day.
the my mom has the green tea every day. She loves it, and there's been great response
Good.
to both the teas. Like I know last month there's like the red teas were on back order, which means
Is
that
that
there's they
right?
ordered so many that
That's
like my mom
blinded.
had to get hers.
Well, interesting,
So
because I wasn't a tea drinker either, and I've just started. That's why I was curious about it, and I want to branch out into drinking more teas. And if the teas are any, if this coffee is any indication what the teas taste like, I'm in. I am so in. So thank you for answering that. I love these Christmas promotions that you have. Brendan will be just showcasing his products, and you are on. I'm just going to check my schedule here. You are on the 6th, which is Sunday. You're doing the morning session from 9 to 3 p.m. in our private Facebook page. So if you want to join, just reach out to Brandon or myself, and we'll be happy to add you. You don't want to miss this. Brandon is a wonderful presenter, and his products are phenomenal, as he's just discussed with you. And if you want to join his business, you know how to reach out to him. We'll be sure to put the links in with the video as well. Brandon, thank you so much for joining me
thank
today. I really appreciate your time. Love meeting you. Love your energy. Keep doing what you're doing, okay? Thumbs up.
you. Thank you so much for having me on. Take
Thank you
care.
so much. Take care. Bye-bye.